Hey everyone, Jim and Joshua here to talk about the Captain Marvel movie. Some exciting news today. Lee Pace will return as Ronan the Accuser, the bad guy from Guardians of the Galaxy in Captain Marvel. Now, spoilers, Joshua, maybe you didn't know this. Maybe you've never seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
What is it?
He dies at the end of it. So, here's the deal though. Captain Marvel isn't set in the current timeline. It's set in the 90s. So we're going to get a slightly younger version of Ronan the Accuser. You know what's kind of notable about that, though, I think, Joshua? He wasn't one of the better Marvel villains. In fact, he was one of the worst Marvel villains. I think a lot of people think about. What do you think?
Well, I think you're right, is that he looked really cool. I'm into that. He was really intense, but he wasn't really much more than just an obstacle for the Guardians to tackle. He wasn't in the upper echelon of Marvel villains like your Loki, your Kilgrave, your Killmonger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do think that giving him a second shot, it's like, cool, wait, huh? So, but maybe we will learn a little bit more about him, get a little more character background to how he became the wonderful religious zealot we meet in when Guardians starts.
Well, we know that the Skrulls will also be in Captain Marvel. We found that out at Comic-Con last year. So, you know, he had a bone to pick with the Nova Corps and Xandar and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. So this kind of makes you think, I guess he'll have a bone to pick with the Skrulls this time. He's not the only character, though, that was kind of a letdown in their earlier Marvel iteration that is getting a second kind of bite at the apple.
Daimon Hansu, who's playing Korath, who played Korath, he's coming back as well. So we'll probably learn, you know, they're young, how they became friends and everything, and how, you know, Korath
college roommates.
Yeah, they're college roommates. You know, back in Kree War School, you know, in the military academy, and we'll probably see how he got that thing installed in his head. Maybe he had an injury to his head that put the implant in there. That was then ripped out.
You joke, but you never know. I could see them doing something like that. I mean, we should point out that this then sets Ronan's story for the most part, I believe pre-Thanos. At least he's going to, before he gets his ship, before he's at war, before he's kind of the guy that we meet in Guardians 1. I just think that, you know, Loki is the only major Marvel movie villain to kind of appear multiple times. Yes, Thanos has popped up a few times, but let's face it, he's not really getting his first chance at the big screen until Infinity War. This is kind of notable then that they're bringing back somebody who was a villain, the main villain in a previous Marvel movie, who isn't Loki. And is frankly the one that everyone kind of is like, yeah, he's the low tier one.
Yeah, not really what you want. But
do you think this movie could redeem him?
Do I think it will redeem him? Not really, because as we've seen with Marvel, most of the time they want their villains to be sort of a one-dimensional obstacle for the heroes, and they don't really spend a lot of time developing them because it's the heroes who live on and go to be in the sequels and be part of the franchise and everything, and not so much the villain. So I don't know. It's part of me when I heard this news, I was like, cool, but he's just gonna give us a second round of sucking as a villain.
Oh God.
Really, who I was more excited about was Clark Gregg is gonna be back as Agent Phil Coulson.
Right.
And yet again, so he died in Avengers, obviously, and the fact that he's coming back for this as well, we're gonna see a younger version of him. He'll probably have some hair, maybe he won't be bald. He'll be just starting his Captain America card collection, you know. So
Tom Jorgensen was joking that he hopes he has frosted tips.
Oh my gosh.
Now we know obviously he was been on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I do think it's notable that they're bringing in the star of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a show, in a movie now that will be dealing with the Kree. So I don't expect them to well, let me ask you, do you think they'll acknowledge the existence of the Inhumans, of Terrigen Mist?
Absolutely not. Yeah, the Kree and the Inhumans do have a link, but in no way do I think they would ever mention that ever again. But I do think we'll get some cool world building with S.H.I.E.L.D. And S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show, has dealt with the Kree a lot. That's been sort of their go-to alien nemesis, including season 5, which is airing right now. So I do think there's a lot of natural connective tissue they've built there. And yes, Sam Jackson's Nick Fury is going to be there.
And he's going to have both his eyes. They announced that. So maybe we'll see in this movie, maybe Coulson was there when Fury lost the eye.
Yeah, maybe Ronan was the one who poked his eye out. So so maybe I think it'll be really interesting to see the backstory of how this comes together. But do I think we'll leave this movie being like, oh, Ronan Take 2 was so much better? Probably not.
Well, we'll have to wait and find out. I'm cautiously optimistic. There's probably going to be a lot more cameos in this movie, perhaps that we haven't heard about. I mean, it kind of opens the door to like younger versions of Gamora and Nebula, and even Drax. Like seeing Drax lose his family. Like we don't know, possibly, but. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've already got, some cool things here with Ronan the Accuser coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Captain Marvel. We want to hear what you think about it. Will his character be redeemed? Does he need redemption? Let us know in the comments. For more things on Captain Marvel, check out our Comics History 101 on her. And for more current things on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, check out Joshua here's set visit to Avengers Infinity War. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe on whatever platform you like to watch IGN.